Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Barbecue with Blaine. Today we are going to make Beef Chuck Riblets on the smoker. But first, we got to put a rub together. Now my wife put this rub together on paper for me to use. So it's all her idea. There's things in this rub I've never ever used in a rub, but we will see how it goes. So first thing we need is something I don't have sitting out here, is some brown sugar. I guess I didn't do my part when I was supposed to be getting all my ingredients together. Now it calls for 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and with this recipe that she came up with, this is supposed to make about 3/4 cup of rub, which is far more than I need for this little bit. But I don't want to go messing with her recipe. If I start cutting it back, it's not going to be how it needs to be. So 1/4 cup of brown sugar. So we are definitely going to have that. Got it. Put that right in there. Set him to the side. That's kind of bulky, so we'll set it over there. Now next we need 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika. And I just happen to have that. Come on, Bessie. Try not to mess with this recipe too much, y'all. I don't want to be messing anything up, not doing what I should have. I want it to come out, I guess, the way she intended for it to come out. All right, so next on the list, we need 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. Got some kosher salt right here. Hey, it's brand new. Yeah, if y'all watched my last video, you saw that I didn't have kosher salt. So I had to up my game a little bit. So the next time we were at the grocery store, we came up with some kosher salt. I'm going to put that lid back on. And we'll do it this way. So it says 2 tablespoons. Man, it seems like a lot of salt to me. So I'm going to cut that salt back a little bit. I went with 1.5. That just seemed like a lot. All right, 1 tablespoon of coarse black pepper. You really can't have too much black pepper, y'all, in a recipe. All right, 1 tablespoon chili powder. We do have that. And 1 tablespoon garlic powder. Whoa, heavens to Murgatroyd. I got plenty of garlic in there, y'all. And we need a little onion powder in there, 1 tablespoon. Oops, wrong side. Have y'all ever been cooking with these shakers that got a pour on one side and just a shaker side on the other, and you open the wrong one and just dump it right into whatever you were cooking? I have done it. All right, 1 to 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper. You know, to your taste. I like cayenne pepper, so I ain't gonna be too shy with it. 1, 2. Go ahead and give it the full Monty there. All right. Cumin, ground cumin. Where you at? Here you are. 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. Got it. Well, it seems like it's taking forever. There's a lot of ingredients in this bad boy. A few more than the last one I did. Dry mustard. 1 teaspoon of dry mustard. Whoa. Didn't really mean to do that. Done and done. Now, this is something I've never ever put in a rub, so it's going to be new to me, and that is, where's it at? Cinnamon. I've never put cinnamon in a rub that I've done, but I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of cinnamon in this rub. I can't say what it's going to do for it one way or another, but there we go. I know some people have allergies to cinnamon, so if you're some of them people, disregard. All right, so we got that put together. Set this stuff over here. We got to mix this up. Now, ahead of time, before I started filming, I went outside and got my smoker all fired up on. We're going to do these at 235 until they're done. I can't tell you how long that will take, but low and slow is the way to go. When you're cooking anything, if you got time, low and slow means a lot. And I've got nothing but time today. So low and slow is the way I want to go. And it's super cold. The last I looked at the thermometer, it was -3 with a -12 feels like. So that's pretty cold. But I do have, I don't know if y'all noticed it the other day when we were on here doing this, that I have a blanket on my grill, on my smoker. And, you know, I didn't know when I first did that, I didn't know if it'd be that big a deal, but it really makes a difference. When it's this cold outside, you really kind of need something to help you keep your heat up. All right, so we got the riblets here. We're going to go ahead and get those bad boys rubbed sufficiently. Yeah, y'all don't be, when you're using rub, y'all don't be afraid to put it on there. You know, cover that meat up. Cover everything with it. You're never going to use too much as long as you didn't overdo your rub with, you know, black pepper or salt, because either of those can, especially salt. Salt's tough, boy. Do these other sides. Now, I don't know if y'all are familiar with ribs or not, but when you think about ribs and barbecue, you think the first thing that comes to most people's mind is pork ribs. Well, when you're preparing pork ribs, on the back, on the thin side of the rib rack, there's a silver skin on there that it's not going to hurt anything if you don't pull it off. It's just better if you do. So beef ribs are the exact same way. They have it back there too. So you should really pull it off as you're dressing up your ribs. Like these ribs, they came packaged and, you know, they got rough edges and some fat here and there. So I went through and trimmed them all up nice to make them look presentable. So all right, y'all, we have done that. The smoker should be up to par. You know, if you watched my last episode, I put a binder on those on the pork loin. I used a mustard binder, and you could do the same thing with this. You don't need it. You really don't need a binder for any of it, honestly. You can go do it without it. I've smoked many things without a binder on them. But so since I did it last time, I didn't do it this time, and that's just kind of where we're at with that. So the grill should be good. I'm going to get a jacket on, and I'll see y'all outside at the grill. Hey, y'all, welcome to my sub-zero world. That sun is misleading. It is super cold out here. But anyway, at least the old PitBoss has got his coat on, and that's going to help us maintain our temperature. So let's get these bad boys on here. And there. All right, y'all, we got them placed where we need them. And we will come back and check on them periodically until it's time to take them off. Hey, everybody, welcome back. It is time to stick a meat thermometer to these ribs and see where we're at. It is still plenty cold out here on the frozen tundra. Oh, look at here, look at here. They're looking pretty good. Get my meat thermometer out here and stab it up in the meaty part. If I can see if I can do this one-handed. We need it to be about 195 to 205 is kind of where we want it. Can't get that to focus. So it looks like it's going to crap out about 170. So still got a little ways to go, kids. But they're sure looking good. So we're going to check back in on them in a little while. Hey, everybody, welcome back. It is time to get these ribs off this smoker. Woo-wee. Look at here, look at here. Oh, that's nice, y'all. Yeah, we just got to get them in the house before they freeze up out here. Because it is cold out here, kids. Oh. All right, y'all, we got our ribs off. They have rested for a little bit here. So we are going to give them a cut. We had them on the smoker at 235 for 3.5 hours. And for me, that is the perfect doneness. So we're going to cut these bad boys up. Oh, man, they smell so good. I don't know if y'all are beef rib people or not, but yeah, that's nice. They've got a really nice smell to them. They got good bark on the outside, tender on the inside. I'm anxious to try that rub my wife came up with. And when I get all these cut up, I'm going to taste test one. Got a little crunch on the back there, which is perfect. Come on, Bessie. There we go. That's hot, boys and girls. All right, kids. I'm just going to try a bite of one of these bad boys while I got it here. Y'all, that's some tender ribs right there. That seasoning is super good. I would do that again anytime. Well, kids, that's our take on what was that? Beef Chuck Robles. Turned out awesome. And I appreciate y'all watching. Until next time.